today we're going to talk about a topic that I think is super relevant to all of us, and it's going to be how to tackle Wi-Fi issues. And funny enough, I actually was just having Wi-Fi issues, so perfect topic for the day. So just a little bit of a table of contents on what we're going to be exploring. We're going to go over what Wi-Fi issues actually are, what causes them and how they can occur, and then moving into kind of finding solutions in terms of how to troubleshoot the issues, and then also how to prevent them from happening in the future. So a Wi-Fi issue or kind of difficulty refers to any sort of disruption or problem that affects the stability and performance of a wireless network, also known as Wi-Fi. They can cause slow internet speeds. You may have trouble being connected to things such as a Zoom call, as you are joined in now with cyber seniors. And it also does cause a lot of frustration for users, which I think all of us can relate to. So some common Wi-Fi issues. Firstly, definitely slow internet speeds. So you may be finding that web pages take forever to load, or that you're trying to download something and it's going super slowly. And sometimes they just won't even load at all, and the download may not continue. There's also the possibility of experiencing intermittent connectivity, where you are periodically disconnected from the Wi-Fi network. And lastly, limited range. So if your Wi-Fi signal is weak and doesn't reach all areas of your home or your office. So there are a few ways that Wi-Fi issues can actually happen. Firstly, interference. So if nearby electronic devices, for example, microwaves, cordless phones, or any physical obstacles such as walls or metal structures, are disrupting a Wi-Fi signal. So you can kind of picture it as something getting in the way of the signals reaching your device. There's also signal obstruction, when walls, furniture, or large objects in the signal path can cause a weakened Wi-Fi signal. You may also have outdated equipment. So if you're using old or incompatible Wi-Fi devices, you may be having issues with performance. And there's also the potential for network congestion. If you have too many devices connected to the same network, you may experience slower speed and also connectivity issues. So a bit more on interference. This is when electronic devices operating on the same frequency as your Wi-Fi network interfere with the signal, which causes the Wi-Fi to drop or slow down. A solution to this challenge is relocating your router so it's away from any other devices, or use the 5 GHz band, which is less prone to interference. Now for physical obstructions, this is when walls or large objects can weaken the Wi-Fi signal or can reduce the coverage. And the solution to this is positioning your router in a central location, as well as elevating it. And this will allow Wi-Fi to reach a range of areas in your home or the space that you're in. You can also use Wi-Fi range extenders to improve coverage to kind of expand where it's reaching. If you are using older Wi-Fi routers or devices, there's a chance that it will not support the latest standards, and this can limit the performance of your internet when you're using your device. A solution to this is investing in a newer, more capable router and having Wi-Fi devices that support the latest standards. Another challenge that you may be facing is having too many devices connected to one Wi-Fi network. And because there are so many devices trying to access the internet, there may be slower speeds and connectivity problems. The way I kind of think of it is if you have a doorway and you have lots of people trying to get through the doorway, not everybody will successfully make it through. So it's kind of causing a traffic jam or congestion. A solution to this is prioritizing the most essential devices. So deciding, is it most important for you to be connected on your computer? Maybe you can use data on your mobile device just to free up some space. You can also limit the number of devices you connect, or you can even use a dual band router to distribute devices across multiple frequency bands, which will then allow all of those devices to be connected to the one Wi-Fi network. Something else that you may want to think about is having specific times. For example, if you live with family members, you can say, it may be in the morning, you're going to be on your computer, and then in the afternoon, if somebody wants to watch Netflix, then that's when they can do it. So kind of having times where people are connected to the internet, just so everybody can share if you don't want to invest in, a new Wi-Fi device or a band router, a dual band router. Now, there are quite a few ways that you can troubleshoot Wi-Fi issues kind of in the moment when you're experiencing them. Firstly, you can restart your router. Secondly, check for any firmware updates just to make sure everything is up to date. Next, you can also verify your modem and internet connection. You can test connectivity on different devices. So maybe if you try to connect on your smartphone as well as your computer and one of them successfully connects, there may actually be an issue with the computer, not the Wi-Fi. So you'll be led to kind of a different issue. You can also run a speed test. Now there are some more advanced kind of solutions and steps that you can take in order to troubleshoot any Wi-Fi connectivity issues. You can adjust your Wi-Fi channel. So this means that you will be using less crowded channels to minimize interference from neighboring networks. You can relocate the router, so actually physically moving the position of your router higher, kind of in terms of height, so on maybe the bookshelf or a higher surface, and also away from physical obstructions for better signal propagation. So if it's higher up, it's going to have an easier time transmitting those Wi-Fi signals than, for example, if it were on the floor and there's lots of things in the way of the signals reaching your device. You can also use Wi-Fi extenders, which extend Wi-Fi coverage by adding physical extenders or mesh Wi-Fi systems. So you can see in this image on the right, there are projections coming off of the central Wi-Fi device, and then it will reach further in your home or space. So now you can also prevent Wi-Fi issues rather than having to troubleshoot and go through many different steps and ways to kind of fix the problem. You can prevent them from actually happening. So make sure that you're always updating your router firmware. And this involves regularly checking for and installing any firmware updates to ensure optimal performance and security. So having everything up to date will ensure that you have the newest versions which work as well as they possibly can. You can also secure your network, and you can do this by setting strong, unique passwords for your Wi-Fi network to ensure that nobody is accessing it who is unauthorized, and this will prevent, additional devices that are unwanted being connected to the network and potentially clogging up and taking away from your use of the internet. Also managing your devices. So this includes monitoring and also limiting the number of devices connected to your Wi-Fi network at a certain time, and this will help to reduce congestion. There's also regular maintenance that you can be doing in order to prevent and mitigate the effects of Wi-Fi troubles. Firstly, clearing your cache and cookies. If you periodically clear the information stored on your computer on devices connected to the internet. It is known to improve performance of Wi-Fi signals reaching the device and therefore your use of your device on the internet. You can also clean your router. So keeping the router clean and dust-free will prevent it from overheating and any signal degradation that could be happening. And here on the left-hand side, we have a screenshot of someone who is deleting their cookies and other site data from all time. And this process is simple if you know where to look. So we do have a webinar that we've done in the past on how to actually clear your cookies and what cookies are. So for more in-depth information on this particular topic, we can put the link in the chat, or you can also look on our website and YouTube channel for that past webinar. So now we've provided you with a few different resources that you can explore regarding the topic in order to learn more and find out ways to tackle Wi-Fi issues. So firstly, this is an article by Digital Trends, and it's titled Wi-Fi Not Working, How to Fix the Most Common Problems. And you can subscribe if you want, don't have to. And it's just going to go through a few of the most typical problems that users have and some resources on how to fix it. So another great resource that you can look into. We also have the Google Wireless Help if you have this Wi-Fi issue and you're having connectivity problems. You can follow these steps, which can be really helpful. And then there are also lots of different problem types. So if the information above doesn't solve your problem, then you can look kind of in more detail if you're having issues with your phone, your internet and network, a Wi-Fi hotspot, etc. So they have a great help center there available to you. And then there's also another website here called highspeedinternet.com. And it's again an article on how to troubleshoot internet issues. So you can read through their possible problems that they've proposed and some solutions. So lots of great resources exist, and these are just a few of them. But if you do some searching on your web browser, you can definitely find more specific information for a particular problem if you can't find the answer here. And that does conclude our webinar for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson with a Cyber Seniors mentor, please go to our website, or you can call our phone number to register for a one-on-one phone session. We'll also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays, and anybody is more than welcome to join in with any tech-related questions.